output and say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm very, very good. Hanging out, living life, doing the thing. Talking about Eraserhead 2 under all with super cool punches. And one kick. What's going on with this Eraserhead deck? Hit me with the pitch.
So I was just trying to make a deck that's a little bit more interactive, and Eraserhead being able to touch his rival's attacks seemed more interesting. And then looking at it and realizing you get one speed on everything, it sounds a lot like Odro 2, which is a little unfortunate. And so the gist of it is just using attacks like Rapid Punches and Binding Kick that say they draw a card when they do damage, so regardless you get to draw a card when you play it. Or Cat Punch that starts at 6 and can get up to 7 or 8 with a couple other foundations that can boost its damage. It's either take 8 or I draw 2.
Yeah.
And so just being able to use attacks like that to just keep drawing more cards and cycling your attacks, and then with stuff like Showing Off, you get to ignore Progressive, and Prone to Dry Eyes kind of ramps up your damage. And just trying to kind of play big strings, 4 or 5 attack strings.
Okay. I dig it. So what do you need my help with?
I've been struggling to find a balance between consistency of drawing enough cards and then also just having having cards that are potent enough, because I feel like there are sometimes going against some 6-handers or 5-handers where I play 3 or 4 attacks in a turn and then they're still at 10 and I just can't kill them and I'm kind of tapped out. Or
Sure.
I have to build or my hand is just stuck with foundations and I have one attack, and then if I play that attack, even if I draw, I'm gonna still have a handful of foundations in the turn where I've got 8 or 9 foundations and I'm ready to go in. I can't actually kill anyone because I've got pretty much anything but Texas Smash. And so just trying to find that balance between offense and consistency and defense, because I feel like the all symbol doesn't have much defense outside of Convenient Timing and Specialist of Sound. And so I've been trying some cards, or I just don't know what else to put in for that. And I've been trying cards like Charging One for All, which is a little bit odd, just to try and get a little bit more damage, or full on attack mode for a little bit of damage. I'm just not sure how many +1 attacks or too many +1 attack foundations, or how much I need to try and actually make something, threatening.
Sure. I think that's completely fair. So I'm doing a little looking. So what do you need my help with is the big question.
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing is just if there are any foundations that I missed. I'm not terribly familiar with the all symbol. It seems like most of the cards are either +1 speed, +1 damage, or some way to draw cards. And then just the block zones are a little weird. Part of why I'm playing Binding Kick, even though it's not a punch, is that it says if it hits, it draws a card, but also it's a low block, and that's one of the only low blocks that I can find on attacks that's useful, that actually kind of works in the deck. And then a lot of the low blocks that I have are a little weird. I've been trying even like Forced to Revert just as a way to have a 2, sometimes 1 difficulty foundation with a good low block. That also can kind of help me get cards back into my hand so I can play defense. And so just like high and low blocks are just a little hard to find that kind of fit into what I'm doing, since a lot of the +1 damage, foundations seem to be mid blocks.
That's fair. That's super fair. Scratching my eye. Unwavering Slash is a good card. We're not playing that one. That was a joke. We don't get to play that card.
It does say draw a card, so it would fit.
It does say draw a card. It also says ready a foundation. Can you believe we are allowed to play with that card? That's insane. Okay, I've put 12 cards in our sideboard. I love the all symbol. The most recent creation that I have made has been an all symbol Dobby 2 deck that I think could sideboard into Eraserhead like really well and have fun with it. But let's chat about it. Let's start off with attacks. I think with All Might's Mentorship existing as a card, I think if you have All Might's Mentorship, Award the Victor, and Hardened Barrage, I think if you are allowed to play this combo, I think there's no reason not to play this combo in your deck in some capacity, right? Barrage at a 2 of, award the victor out of 2 of, almost mentorship out of 3 of, because sometimes you catch them without a high block and you murder them for it. You just kill them. And this card also says like they have to have the high block, because if they've got the cause like you just either do the thing and it's a 5 high for 5 in your deck, right? And so like you play the 6 of them that you would normally play with Eraserhead and you kill them for it.
Okay.
It's just, I think it's very good. I think it's good.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Does it need to exist in this deck? No, but I just wanted to bring it to the table of like, you could easily take Cat Punch down to a 2 of, put Hardened Barrage at a 2 of, and sometimes you catch them at the high block and your 1 Hardened Barrage turns into 6 attacks. That's really all I had attack-wise. I don't mind, personally, the idea of the Binding Kick. If you feel like you keep finding Binding Kick plus Texas Smash, I would maybe look at Smashing Nomu as your low block. It doesn't hit very hard, but it is a stun 2 move. That is a 5 low for 3, and you're giving extra stats with things like Revel, things like floating. And so like there's ways to make it a little beefier. And it is a stun 2 move. So I mean that feels good, right? I dig Valiant. I dig the attack lineup. The only small change that I would make is like maybe take out 1 Cat Punch, or maybe the 2 Cat Punches for the 2 Hardened Barrage. They also like tactically work with Rapid Punches accidentally, right? You like lead with a Barrage, and now my Rapid Punches actually are threatening as well. So that's kind of cool.
Right, that's an extra 1 on all of your punches.
Yeah.
So with the Hardened Barrage, I mean, are there other foundations that are worth unflipping other than like, because you've got Award the Victor that you want to unflip, and Chivalrous Competitor is a foundation that you can unflip, but what else?
Yeah.
I guess what else would you be unflipping, or is it more of just like in this deck it's a 5 high 5 that sometimes goes infinite?
You got Chivalrous, homie. You got Chivalrous Competitor. This says draw a card. This card's nuts.
And that's just good enough to play a card that might accidentally unflip it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got this. You've got anything that you build off of it can't be fixed. Your opponent flipping things. Daunting Message, if it's a thing that we decide to put in. Convenient Timing to like flips to do their thing. I think there's plenty that we could want to do here. I want to put Your Finished in your deck, which is just flip, draw a card if you check bad. Which is just good. It's just a good thing to do. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. It's also crazy we're not playing things like Snack Time. So at Deadlock, you get to at Deadlock with so Snack Time plus All Might's Mentorship in do the combo. They're at Deadlock. Snack Time. They don't have a high block. You kill them. You can't lose, right? You just flip your whole board because you get to just draw cards, right?
Okay.
And then like this thing is constantly this says for every card that you have in your hand you get to play a bonus one, right? And this is on every attack you draw a card. So it's +1 Hardened Barrage for every attack that you have. Again, is this the best deck to play it? No, but like if there's an infinite combo that exists in the game and you're allowed to accidentally find it, you can find it. And the cool thing about your deck is if you decide to just play these on 5s, right? You play All Might's Mentorship, you play Rapid Punches, and then they block it, and then you go Hardened Barrage. Eraserhead gives it 2 speed. Rapid Punches gives it a speed. This is a 7 high for 5 that they can't, even if they had the high block, they might just not be able to block, right? And so you just do the thing. You're like, sorry, man, you had the high block, but Hardened Barrage plus 3 speed from Eraser, plus I'm discarding a bonus card with Snack Time to guarantee the hit to happen. Like, ooh, gotcha.
Okay.
Not to mention, I want to put Talented Baker in your deck. I think it's crazy you're not playing this card.
Yeah, the biggest issue that I had with the Snack Time, because I tried that a little bit, but that paired with Prone to Dry Eyes just ended up costing, well, that and Texas Smash just ended up costing so many cards that I felt like I wasn't drawing enough to fuel all of those discards every turn, unless I found like a Valiant Assault and they blocked my Valiant Assault, because that's a draw 3 right there. But if it wasn't something like that, I just didn't have enough cards to play all of them, and I figured I typically had enough speed just because of with something like Showing Off letting me go to my 4th or my 5th attack pretty comfortably. Discarding ended up being pretty expensive, and the Talented Baker seemed a little redundant, just being able to kind of get there, like get to that 4th or 5th attack.
Sure.
But like I guess like is the extra 1 speed on those first 2, like it seems like that might just make it so they can only block 1, or they block 1 fewer attack with that speed, just because you hit that point where you like what is it, like you hit those diminishing returns where they're tapped and the speed doesn't matter anymore.
Correct. Yeah, they have to figure out what move they want to block, right? Do they want to block if they full block early, it says that the next move they play they don't get the block, right? If I play Cat Punch and I've got double Talented Baker on board, is my opponent down for my Texas Smash to be an 8 high for whatever, right? 2 from Eraser, 2 from Talented Baker.
Okay.
Right? And so like if you have an opponent that's playing the game with you, Talented Baker is insane, right? If you are just slamming your face on the keyboard and are just like, man, I hope all of this works, then showing off might just be better. It really just depends on like how engaged are your opponents. Are they trying to play the game with you, or are they playing the game at you?
What do you mean by that? Like, are you in terms of like which attacks are choosing to block, or?
So if they are making any choices that are like, if I let my opponent draw a card, it's going to turn on the Talented Baker. So I need to make decisions of if I play the Cat Punch, if I block it, he's going to draw a card, which says my Talented Bakers are now online. If I block this, am I going to be allowed to block the Hardened Uppercut that comes later? Right?
Okay.
But if they're not caring about you drawing cards, and they're not caring about the speed or whatever, then just playing out more moves with the showing off is better. You're right.
Okay, that makes sense. So Talented Baker just says you can't block me unless you want me to have speed for the rest of the turn.
Correct.
But then sometimes even with Rapid Punches and Binding Kick, you just get the speed regardless, unless they have like a Wall Cling or something to ignore both of those.
Chivalrous, yeah.
Okay.
And Valiant Assault. Right? Like you've got a lot of ways to just like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks in your deck that says draw. If you full block, you draw, and then it just says that like for every Talented Baker you have an extra attack in your card pool that quote didn't count towards progressive, right? The
just
only
because I
difference
need
is
to play 1 fewer attack to get them all to hit.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and these are spammable throughout across the turn. And this card stays ready during my opponent's turn as opposed to this one, which I have to commit a resource in order to do.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is I don't think showing off works in decks that aren't like if the evil symbol gets a little bit more draw power, right? If I can grease my hand as the evil symbol, Nomu is going to play the hell out of showing off. That's the only character besides maybe Hatsume, truthfully. I think showing off is very cool than Hatsume on turn 6. Let's look at the attacks that you have to play in order to get showing off to work, right?
Yeah.
Binding Kick has to be the 4th attack in your card pool for showing off to work, unless you have something else that messes with it, like Easily Excited. Texas Smash has to be, I guess it gets to be the second move because of its ability. Cat Punch, you have to commit another foundation, or it has to be the second move, which means that showing off says that you are committing a foundation to say that my string is going to happen. This card's very good if you've got 6 attacks in your hand, like going into your turn.
Okay, that makes sense, because that's one of the issues that I was having is if I don't have those 5 or 6, 4, 5, 6 attacks, whatever I need, I can't kill him. But if I've got the Talented Baker, if I need 1 fewer attack, that means that my hands are that much more flexible.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, because
the other low blocks that we get to do are things like You're Finished, which is a 0 diff. Patient Observation. It's a 6 check that says if you touch them with a move, you just get to -4 speed them, which is incredible. And then To the Rescue turns off their defensive pieces, right? If they have a Specialist of Sound, you can respond to remove, seal their Specialist before anything happens.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Other foundation wise, right? We're missing. We're looking at Determined. This card beats One in Nature, which is massive. That card should have been banned. So like this card should exist in your deck somewhere. Mainboard, sideboard, something. You should play 2, if not 3 of it.
I looked at that one. I don't think I had that many foundations that shared 2 symbols. I think there was the Binding Kick was the only, or Binding Kick and Hardened Uppercut were the only attacks, I believe, and Cat Punch, I guess, because that's got water on it. But then I felt like there were only a handful of foundations. Maybe there were more than I realized, but
1, 2. Maybe not.
Yeah, because using that to
rough.
beat one with nature is really nice. It's just that there was only, there were only a handful of pieces, and it would feel weird to. I mean, I guess like a lot of them are, those 3, like they're the 3 difficulties or the zeros. Or if I get a cycle in my hand, I might be able to hold on to them if I run into a one with nature deck. But it wasn't like a auto include, because it seemed like they're mostly +2 blocks or something like that. So it wasn't fantastic.
That is fair, but turning so it's not a +2 block versus 1 in nature, and that's what matters, right? It's not a +2, it's a +4. But it's not a they discarded a card for you to commit Determine and full block their move. They just get it for free because your Determine beats their 1 in nature every time.
Well, and I guess also the Deadlock in hands. That was one issue that I was having, is Deadlock that just says Deadlock, I win. I mean, I'm already putting speed on everything. So.
Yes. You thought Revel was good. The other ones are just like Snack Time is incredible. I love Pull No Punches. This card just says if they go to Deadlock, you kill them. You just kill them. And then weird you're not playing Destined.
I tried that one. I hated the interaction that it had with Eraserhead, because if I flip, I call an attack card. If it's a foundation, I show you I have a foundation, and then if you block my attack, I pick that foundation up.
I guess that's
maybe it's better like later
fair.
on, like after, like it's something where like on like the 2nd or the 3rd attack, I might use it. Just like if I get that Talented Baker draw, or if I need something to draw, and I can just call foundation just to kind of force that draw to happen. But it was very weird, especially with Rapid Punches and Binding Kick. I'm drawing the card regardless, and so it was very weird to do that. Or like with Valiant Assault, I either draw the card or I get a look at the card and put it on the bottom. And so there were a lot of things that just, like on block it felt bad. Like I show you a 5 check and you're gonna, you're more incentivized to block the attack so that it gets, stuck in my hand. So it felt a little counterproductive.
I think that is completely and totally fair. I think that's fair. I think that is a reason to not put it in the deck, especially because this card doesn't draw you a card. This card adds you a card to your hand.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I think the number one thing, so let's jump back, right? Attack wise, I think Cat Punch should go down to a 2 of, and you try the Hardened Barrage idea, and you just play 2 Award the Victor, and then you're set. You're just good to go. And then like if it accidentally happens, it accidentally happens. Because the other thing that you get to do with like Award the Victor is like sometimes you just play a move and then stack. Play a move, it hits, you stack, you play the next move, you guaranteed check your 5. Hey, you crushed it.
Right.
And like this idea of Hardened Barrage, All Might's Mentorship, Award the Victor. You could do that with any other move. You just get a turn and attack into an attack, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I check a 7 instead of just a 5.
Correct. I play Cat Punch. I play All Might's Mentorship into Cat Punch. It works. I play Texas Smash. I've drawn my card off Cat Punch. My Texas Smash is now an 8 high because I've got Eraserhead, Talented Baker. I discard my card. I Texas Smash. I use the Award the Victor, stack Texas Smash, pick it up. Yeah, you didn't block it the first time because you're not blocking the second time.
Okay.
It's 11 damage Texas Smash. That is still an 8 high for. I'll discard another card. Okay, now the Hardened Uppercut, like it just does it. Like this is a loop. This just does the thing, right? Hit the move, pick it up. You get to pretend to be All Might 7 or whatever his face is. Incredible. So what are your thoughts on the Hardened Barrage so we can start moving things around your deck?
Yeah, I like the Hardened Barrage. Cat Punch was one that if I find a bunch of them in my hand, it's not guaranteed to draw, so sometimes I play 2 of them and I still have 1 foundation. So Cat Punch was definitely the least consistent.
And then what does this number look like?
I'm good with whatever on that. I kept it a little bit leaner just to be a little bit more consistent, but there were times, especially like if I had a Revel as Masterpiece out and went to like turn 4, there were times where I was cycling and with floating around my babies, that gets a little sketchy. So if it needs to be a little bit bigger to be on the safe side, I don't have a problem with that. The biggest issue is I just couldn't find enough, like more than 20 attacks that I wanted to play, and
That's fair.
so I wasn't sure if there was a way to add 1 or 2 attacks, or I could put in 4 more foundations or something like that.
Yeah, I mean the answer is like you just like take hardened uppercut and put it to 1 more, right? For every attack that you play, you get to play 3 foundations. And so like if you go to 21 attacks, you get to play 63 cards and feel fine about it or something like that, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And so like there's where that is. At the same time, 20 attacks, 57 with all the draw power that you have, as long as your spam is low enough, right? Which I'm going to attempt to add in more zeros in your deck, and get rid of a lot of these 2s. It's going to feel better. I promise.
Okay.
Let's talk about the cards that I don't like. First off, showing off. I think this card is not very good. I'm not a fan of it. I do not like it. Same with charging 1 for all. I think this is very cute. I don't think it's very good. Forced to revert. There's just better things you could be doing with this slot, including you should play like another chivalrous. You should like when you look at block zones, you should play Daunting Message over Forced to Revert 100 out of 100 times. You should play 4 of this and none of this.
Okay.
This card sucks. Abysmal.
Yeah, I guess earlier in the game when I've only got 3 or 4 foundations where I get to add that card back to my hand and clear my card pool, I just took a step backwards. So it's not all that helpful.
Just if it was playable or committed, I could see it as a neat one of that you cited out every game because it was a flex spot. It's not playable or committed. Card's not good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cutting it. I'm not asking permission. Convenient timing gets to be a one of because it is convenient. You can put a second one in your sideboard just in case, but this is a not die card and we want to kill them, so we should be trying to kill them. Thoughts on showing off Talented Baker swap out?
Yeah, I think that could be swapped out 1 for 1 pretty easily.
Love it.
And then with the chivalrous competitor, I only have 3 of them, and with them being $35 or whatever, it just feels like crap to go buy a card that just says flip draw a card. That's just really boring, and I just don't want to buy a 4th one.
I think that's totally fair. Okay, I want to take out the charging all for 1 and put in the double award the victor.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't need to give +5 damage to an attack when I pick up a 5 damage attack and put it back down.
Correct. And this card says flips to do that thing as opposed to destroy
if I
a
have
ready foundation. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're way lower than we need to be. The next one is You're Finished. Should be a 3 of. Oh, I need to.
Okay.
Where are you at? You're at 3.
How often does Your Finish actually draw cards? Because it has to be a copy of this attack.
Yeah.
Is that just like a convenient, like sometimes it draws you a card?
Sometimes it draws you a card, and then if they go to deadlock, you have Electric Jolt on your board.
Okay. And I guess also just flip for the sake of flipping for Hardened Uppercut just left me get that second face down if I couldn't find it for whatever reason, so I can get the 4 damage.
The other cool thing you have is Revel and Floating.
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah.
And so if the 4th card in your discard pile is what the copy of your card, you just remove your 3 and then flip and then redraw.
Yeah.
It's pretty
or
good.
I can use full on attack mode and Revel as Masterpiece to kind of add or remove or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to do like it's pretty cool. This is back up to 56. We're not gonna play Determine. Thoughts on Ruthless Mockery?
Is that for the second enhance, or is that just for the response to give a damage reduction? Okay.
Just so you don't die. You said that, like, I quote, I don't have good defense. This is -2 to -8 damage across the turn, not to mention, like, you probably blocked that first move. Sometimes this says response, take an extra turn, live a little longer. And so, like, that might just be good enough, depending, Like, spend your cash on 2 specialists and then, like, respond to Eraserhead so their EX move doesn't happen. And then you just, like, full block the back alley haymaker. And you look at them and go, the more moves you play, the worse off this is for you.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought with the convenient timing, just where it lowers their check instead of giving it a damage reduction. Just to try and get them to play one less attack, and then also same idea to mid block, but with the benefit of it being a foundation instead of an action.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That
I guess
card
I just
needs a
haven't.
momentum. This card doesn't.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't have any actions or assets anyway, so it's not like I'm have to worry about having too many of them. I mean, so
Correct.
then how many of that would you put in, or would you put that in place of
One.
convenient timing entirely, or?
Just play it at a 1 of. Just try it.
Okay.
Right? And be like, every time that I've drawn Ruthless Mockery, I've liked it. Every time that I've drawn Ruthless Mockery, I haven't liked it. Right?
Okay.
Maybe this isn't the character to do it in. Maybe this isn't the format that I play it in.
Okay.
But like when
and then
inside of your pitch and I need help, it said I feel like I don't have enough defense. This is a beautiful defense. This is very, very good.
Okay. Any reason to play more of that if you're playing Easily Excited, just since you can put taunt on something and it draws a card, or is that not enough of a reason to put a second one in?
I think that is such a... I think that the second enhance is a desperate move. It is... I have never played that second enhance and felt good about it. I feel yucky.
Okay.
I'm like, 2 damage and stun 1. This does not feel very good. I guess you could do it as like if you save your Easily Excited for like the 3rd move or whatever, and so like it gets a speed, it gets 3 speed, it gets 2 damage, and then like feels good. But then you have to play this on a 4, and like it like is 2 damage stun 1 draw a card. If it's not killing them, I'm not 100% on it. You know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. The last thing is, I mean, this is at 57 at the moment. Let me actually just double check. Yeah, 57. I think you easily could just play one more Daunting Message, and then, I mean, this puts us to even 58, and then just run it. This might just be like this is the deck that I suggest you trying out, right? And then, like, there's other things that you could do. The character that plays this the best is Tiger, under all, because he says every time that my Hardened Barrage hits, I get to draw a card. And so if All Might's Mentorship, Hardened Barrage, Award the Victor, Tiger is actually an OTK. And you just get to do it on turn 2, as long as you can make the hit happen. The issue with Tiger is you'll never make the hit happen.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the just like all the +1s, like the Revel and the full-on attack mode, and prone to dry eyes? I mean, like, I know you obviously haven't played it, so you won't really have a feel for it. But like, what are your thoughts on just kind of the +1 damage, and how much damage do you need to make anything other than Texas Smash threatening? Because prone to dry eyes has been really nice to get that +3, +4 damage, but you end up discarding a bunch of cards, which works against stack time. And +1 damage isn't necessarily a lot. I mean, it adds up over 3 or 4 attacks, but I just was kind of curious what you think about that, and if it's worth it to play a 2 difficulty that's just 1 damage.
So I think at the moment there are 2 big things that are king, right? Passing checks and stats. And the all symbol, the reason I like the all symbol so much is it's damn good at doing that, right? Having discard 1 card for +1 damage across your entire board is the same as like floating. It's the same as Revel, but you discarded a card out of your hand that you didn't care about, right? Especially with recurring a card, draw 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 a card, right? Like you don't care about that card. And so Vine Assault being not a 4 damage move but a 5 damage move, very good, right? It being a 6 damage move, very good. Getting rid of the cards that you don't care about in order to give free damage, incredible. I think the all symbol being able to tack on extra damage is incredibly strong. He tacks on speed, Baker tacks on speed. You're gonna start slinging Ojiro level stats on your second move, right? you play live in this world with me, right? Your turn 1 build is double baker, prone, double baker, chivalrous, whatever, right? You first enhance chivalrous, draw your card. Okay, baker gives +2 speed now. Prone gives a damage. Eraser gives a speed. So you've got 3 speed, 1 damage. And then if you've got Revel, it's 3-2. And then your next one is 4-2, 5-2, 6-2. You put 4-2 on a rapid punches, you win the game, man. Like, you just win, right? This is as your first move of the turn. Rapid punches is a 9 low for 6 that drew you an extra card. Okay, cool. My next attack, I get to discard another foundation because I drew a card off of rapid, right? Unless I got 6 attacks in my hand, in which case, if it takes you with that stat line, if it takes you 6 attacks to kill them on turn 2, something abysmal has gone wrong. Something terrible has gone wrong. Start discarding attacks for prone. You're not gonna be able to play them all.
Right. Yeah. Is there a point at which like I have too many foundations that are just +1 damage, or is that just when I can't play defense as well as I need to?
Correct. It's just is Revel ending me the game more than if this was an extra copy of Specialist, or if this was an extra copy of Convenient Timing, or whatever? Is that worth it, you know?
Yeah. So it sounds like my defense is mostly my character plus the 1 or 2 cards that I might find, but then just blocking well. Okay.
Yeah, you've got a decent health pool combined with like you're playing the all symbol, so you get to draw cards. As long as you like check decent enough and then play out your turns and look at your opponent and be like, you don't get to do the thing you want to do on this one attack, right? Your rapid punches can't draw you a card. Your Texas Smash doesn't have the combo enhance. Your Hardened Barrage, you don't get to unflip, right? Like as long as you use this response really, really well, Eraserhead is Eraserhead's an insane control character. Your Valiant Assault doesn't draw you 2 cards. Sorry, man. If you're trying to cobble an attack string together, you don't get to now.
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun playing against like Back Alley Haymaker. They check a 3, I commit, and then say you can't build a foundation.
You can't
and then they're
build
stuck with like 1 or 2 left.
Yeah. Like I love this character. If I were to play Eraserhead 1 competitively, I would have Eraserhead 2 in my sideboard. As long as I wasn't playing Death, right? That's just like a 10th of my sideboard would for sure be E-Head 2. For sure.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
I guess I just got one more question if you don't mind.
Sure,
what do you think about Erase? I mean, it's got his face on it, and so it seems like it would kind of fit in, but whenever I was trying it, it just seemed inconsistent just because I don't get to, go pull it straight out of my discard pile and have it whenever I want. Is that something that's even worth having, or is it just going to be so out there and sometimes useful, sometimes not useful that it's not worth bothering with?
If you don't like Ruthless Mockery and Convenient Timing, you could take it out for 2 erases. I think that erasing is very, very cool. I think sealing foundations is very, very cool. It's why I like To the Rescue as a card. And it also lets you sideboard into Eraserhead 1 very, very easily, right? If you just mainboard the 2 erases, sideboard 2 erase, sideboard Eraserhead 1, and now you're a 7-hand size character that gets rid of the character, as opposed to you're a 6-hander that gets rid of a good ability on an attack, right? So it's like it's a different tool in your arsenal. But it's a thing you can do, not the thing you can do. It's a choice. I don't think it's a bad choice. I would just mess around with it, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list. I am excited to play super cool Hardened Barrage things, so I'm happy that you are down to give this a shot. It is going to be I think it's cool. I think it's a very cool idea.
Yeah, I like the idea of not being able to block a 10 damage Texas Smash because you might die. It doesn't seem fair.
Incredible. All right, man. Yeah. Thank you for the deck doctor. We'll catch you next time, okay?
Yeah, thank you.